Good afternoon, everyone. A very warm welcome to all our participants. On behalf of FoodTech Biz, I am delighted to welcome you to today's webinar on sustainable innovation for biscuits and wafers, organized in association with Bueller India. Thank you all for joining us. Sustainability is no longer just an environmental objective, it has become a business necessity. Today, manufacturers are looking for smarter ways to improve productivity, reduce energy consumption, minimize waste, and build more efficient and future ready operations. This webinar will explore how innovation and digital technologies are helping biscuit and wafer industry achieve these goals. We are privileged to have two experienced industry experts from Bueller India here with us today. Our first speaker is Mr. Amit Kher, General Manager Sales Foods from Bueller India. With extensive experience in food processing technologies, he works closely with the food manufacturers to deliver innovative and sustainable production solutions. Joining him is Ms. Pratiksha Trivedi, Manager Sales Biscuits from Bueller India. She brings valuable expertise in helping consumers adopt efficient processing technologies and sustainable manufacturing practices. Before we begin, let me just give you a quick reminder. You are welcome to submit your questions in the chat box during the session. We will address them towards the end of the webinar. Without further delay, it is my pleasure to hand over the session to Mr. Amit and Ms. Pratiksha. Amit and Pratiksha, the floor is yours. Over to you.
Thank you, Mandeep, for this nice introduction. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for joining us today. We are delighted to have you with us and look forward for an informative and engaging session. My name is Amit Kher. I'm heading the food business in Bueller, India, having more than 23 years experience with Bueller. Together with my colleague Pratiksha, heading the biscuits business unit, we'll explore how innovation, quality, and sustainability are shaping the future of biscuits and wafer production. Let's get started. We know your time is valuable, so we have designed this 45-minute session to be practical and engaging. We'll begin with a brief introduction to Bueller as your partner in progress, followed by an overview of the latest trends and innovations shaping the markets. Next, we'll explore how the products and process innovations are turning ideas into reality, with a particular focus on sustainability and digitalization. At Bueller, we believe progress is built through partnership. We will therefore also look at how we can collaborate, innovate, and develop solutions together. We'd like this to be an interactive session, so please submit your questions in the chat at any point of time. Our moderators will monitor them throughout the webinar, and we'll also answer as many possible during the relevant sections or in the dedicated question and answer session. Moving on to a brief introduction to Bueller. Bueller as a company, more than 2 billion people each day enjoy food which is produced on one or the other Bueller equipment, and more than 1 billion people travel in a vehicle which is partly produced with Bueller machinery. This puts a lot of responsibility on Bueller to be sustainable, to make the solutions which are more efficient, with a focus on reducing energy, waste, and water consumption in all the solutions that we are providing. Bueller is part of your day-to-day life in more ways than you can imagine. Starting in the morning, we wake up normally in the morning, and the first thing we take in our hands is either our mobile phones or look at our smartwatches. And you'll be surprised to know that more than 60% of the components are made on Bueller solutions, whether it's color filters, which is part of our grinding and dispersion division, and also into cosmetics, which you see in the next picture. Bueller is there in breakfast cereals. More than 35% of the world's breakfast cereals is produced on Bueller equipment. We're there in pet foods. You allow pet dogs and cats, they love the food which is produced on Bueller equipment. We're there in chocolate, in coffee, and in cocoa production. More than 70% of the world's cocoa and chocolate is produced on Bueller equipment. And this really complements to our next solutions, which is biscuits and wafers, because chocolate is an integral part of these solutions. We are also there into alternate proteins, not only into the alternate high moisture meat analogs, but also into the production of the protein concentrates itself. Bueller has a big market share worldwide in pasta. We have more than 30% share in pasta. Coming back to the non-food section, we are there heavily in automobiles. Apart from the die casting solutions that we have, we also have solutions for battery masses and industrial coaters. And this is an integral part of the e-revolution in the automobile industry that you see today. Last but not the least, we are also part of your health as well as the enjoyment in the evening. Bueller has solutions for brewing and malting. So brewing, a lot of beer is produced on Bueller equipment, and the malting, which is an malt, which is an ingredient in almost all the health drinks, is something which Bueller provides a solution. So overall, we are there very close to you from your morning till the evening. Bueller, as a company, is there, has a global presence, and we want to be global company with a local presence. So if you see on the global footprint, we have more than 105 service stations, 91 sales offices across the world, 30 manufacturing sites. Bueller India is one of them, the fourth largest manufacturing site. And we have 23 application centers across the world where we co-develop with our customers. And then 8 training centers. Training is a very important part of the overall efficiency, how you can run the plants efficiently. So that's why we have 8 training centers across the globe. One of them is also here in India. In India, we are present across the country. India is a big country, so we have regional offices across. Our head office is in Bangalore, where we have the factory and the application training center also. And apart from that, we have the regional offices in Pune, Delhi, and Kolkata, with our presence with the sales and service engineers all across the country. Now, we have introduced you to Bueller. Pratiksha will take us through the trends driving the market in biscuits and wafers. Over to you, Pratiksha.
Good afternoon, everyone. I will be talking about the changing landscape in the industry. So, there are four global mega trends that are shaping the sweets and the biscuit wafer market. The first one, the very important one, is the health and nutrition. Consumers still want indulgence, but they increasingly expect reduced sugar, added, nu- added nutrition, added nutrition, and reduced sugar, added nutrition, and better for you ingredients. Second, what they look at is sustainability and clean labels. Customer wants to trust the brand by just looking at the labels. They're expecting the labels to have very clean ingredients, very simple ingredients that they can understand and trust. The third is the premiumization. Consumers are willing to pay more at the cost of the artisanal, distinctive, and the high quality ingredient products that are available in the market. Finally, the snacks and sensory innovation. Exciting flavors, textures, and convenient formats help brands to stand out and meet demands for the on the go enjoyment. Health has become an important measure of food quality, and consumer diets are following the same trend. Today, quality is much more about the price and more about increasingly judge products by their freshness, health benefits, naturalness, and nutritional content. These attributes are becoming key signals of value and trust. At the same time, eating habits are shifting from restricting the food habits to more of being conscious of what we are eating. There are 21% of the consumer focused on controlling and limiting the aspect of the diet, whereas 41% prioritize eating a very balanced diet. Or 21% people still choose foods that have a positive impact on their health. If we look at the sweet snacks, they are led by free from sugar, free from high level of added sugar, added non added benefits in the market. whereas the savory ones are more focused towards the high rich in protein, high rich in healthy ingredients. Success increasingly depends on clarity of positioning and relevance to the specific consumers that bring these products to the market. Amit, now when I have spoken about the mega trends in the industry, how are these trends being converted to the product innovations across the globe? And how is Bueller Solutions playing a very integral part in the journey?
Thank you, Pratiksha, for taking us through the trends. Now, trends is something where the customers then would like to have the end products also made in there. Now, we will focus on some of the end products which the customers have made based on these trends. So first, let's go through the biscuits. So biscuits, if we see in a layman's term, a biscuit is a biscuit, but we all know that it's all divided into different categories. We have the crackers, the hard dough products, live products. We have snacks. We have molded biscuits. We have cookies, and we have the cakes. So there's a lot of different characteristics and a lot of different possibilities which can be there in the biscuits. Now, if we see some of the recent innovations or the market launches that have happened across the globe. First, if we take Europe, so keeping in the view the three major mega trends, the health, the regional focus, and then the premiumization. So in the health, you can see there's a company from Bosnia and Herzegovina, which has launched the biscuits with lemon and poppy seeds, which is focused on giving a combination of premium with high cream percentage, but also focusing on the regional flavors. Then we have a product which is sweet plus Rigo sandwich biscuits with peanut cream. So instead of the traditional cream with sugar and milk powder, they have come with the peanut butter cream, which is much more healthier and is suited to the regional taste. Then focusing on the organic fibers, apple, oats, and chia seeds biscuits, it's something coming from France. Again, it's a rich in fiber, more on the health quotient, um, organic label, palm oil free, and there is no coloring or artificial flavors. So there is a lot of focus on the health, and focused on health here, you can already see that it doesn't mean to compromise on the taste. Then coming on to the regional focus, you can see here there's a shortbread which is there from French bread, which has an extra vanilla. So there they like more taste towards vanilla, so it has more. Apple cinnamon biscuits in France. Again, it's a mix of sweet and spicy with nutritional benefits. Then Milka Minis cookies, so giving an extra, taste to the product. And but also with that, they have made it with the original, which boasts of alpine milk. So it is something which you are boasting about original ingredient which is there. And then premiumization, which is very important because on one side you have to look at the top line, but the bottom line is very important where these premium biscuits can really play a very important role wherein you have a low capacity, but you have very high turnover with them. Some of the examples, the crunchy biscuits with cocoa cream filling from Germany, shortbread biscuits with whole wheat flour, again a mix of health and indulgence. Sainsbury free form shortbreads, so very different shapes, not the standard shortbread. So it's a combination of these things which is being looked at by the people in Europe, or these can also be replicated elsewhere in the world. Then coming to North America, so you can see there's a difference in how the people are looking at it based on the preferences. We have a pepper-rich Farm Milano London Fog distinctive cookies. Then we have simple mill seeds and nut flour chocolate cookies, or the Jack's Berry biscuits, where it is with double chocolate cookies, wherein it is more on the indulgence part of it. So again, health is being focused here. You can see the first one, it is also certified as kosher dairy, natural flavors. So it's all on the focus is on the health in terms of the local ingredients, as also on the indulgence. So it's a combination of all of them which is there. Coming to the uh, regional one, which is towards Asia. You can see there is these are the ones which are launched in Asia. One of them is in Bangladesh. 100% vegetarian, rich in antioxidants, and then it is local ingredients and local flavors which they are doing. Then traditional grandpa's farm Scott biscuits. Then if you see from France, La Petite Prince, Ragi, Baki Rose biscuits. So a lot of focused on the regional ingredients in terms of how they can complement on the health aspects. In India also the focus right now is on millets, but there's a lot of other things which can be really bought in to have the focus on the health as well as to integrate the regional flavors. Same is with the other products that you see in there. Now that we have seen what is there that can be produced. Now, Pratiksha, how is it that we can produce? How can Bueller help in converting these solutions for the Indian market, and what are the solutions from Bueller which will help in creating these products?
Sure, Amit. I will very briefly talk about the core portfolio of the industry that help us to make these products. So looking at the cookie line and the cracker line, where we have the same general steps, which is mixing, forming, decorating, baking, and cooling. Whereas the cupcakes and the other cake, sponge cake products, we decorate after the baking and then the cooling phase. The decoration and depositing jam rolls that happen after the baking is complete in the product. So by far, this is the typical industrial process line to make the innovative product that we just spoke about. Now, the major part of those indulgence comes from the forming. So I will talk about the flagship product of Bueller, which is the V60 depositor and the wire cutter, which is the most versatile forming equipment of the industry, giving wings to your imagination. Combining versatility with efficiency, both best in the coefficient of variance, coupled with benefits of digitalization and traceability, V60 has been and will always be the flagship product from Bueller to make your imagination go live. In the other part of the forming, I will talk about the Rotomold Smart and the soft drops. The Rotomold Smart is a recipe controlled set rotary molder which helps the customers with the traceabilities of the raw materials. The weight accuracy is best in the industry and best in the world, with of less than 1% of CV. It helps the customers to control the wastage and also empower them with the sustainability. Easy access, maintenance make the lives of the operators very easy at the shop floor. Our latest launch in the category has been the soft drops, filling the gap by providing the ideal solution for the soft mass process needs. Again, the best in the wastage control by reducing the CV of less than 1%. Standardization reduces complexity, and the total cost helps the customers to shape up very difficult products, very fragile doughs, and soft drops help them to ensure to bring the best products in the industry. The forming must be followed by the best in the class baking technologies. Bueller ovens balances quality and environment, increasing efficiency of the current. The MindK Turbo 4 is further. We have the launches of MindK Turbo electric ovens and MindK Turbo M, which is a mix of gas and electric. It gives the customers the flexibility to use both gas and electric. These ovens can be retrofitted with your existing ovens also, giving them the customers to get the best of all the worlds. To continue with the Make in India initiative and completing the complete oven ranges from India, Bueller India takes full pride to launch the Smart DGF, Smart IFC, and Smart Hybrid ovens, all manufactured, designed, and from India. We the smart DGF and the smart IFC, along with the hybrids, we can offer from India at the best of the efficiencies and to empower the industry with the localized ovens that we supply as per our industry standards. So Amit, as we spoke about the biscuits, I request you to please take us for the wafers as well.
Thanks, Pratiksha, for taking us through this interesting innovations and the equipment that we can have for the biscuits. Now, if we go into the wafers, so wafers again, like biscuits, so it is categorized into different sections. So we have the pressure baking, we have the baking without pressure, waffles, special waffles, and also special savory snacks, a lot of which is development within Bueller. In the in the pressure baking, which is mostly what we know here in the market, is the flat wafers, but we can also have hollow wafers, molded cones, and then we have molded cups also. And baking without pressure is something like wafer sticks, wafer pillows, rolled cones, wafer rolls, and the folded wafers. Waffles, there are different varieties, soft waffles, and then stroop waffles. And in the special savory snacks, we have made snacks which wafers where we have specially developed creams which are savory and also develop different patterns of the wafer itself, which can differentiate the product in terms of the bite and in terms of the ingredients itself. So flat wafers. So here also, if you see the trend is again towards premiumization and unique flavors. We have seen the standard wafers, enrolled wafers like Munch or Perk, which is very much available here in India. But you can also see there are certain launches which have happened recently, like the Zero, which is the gluten-free. There is sugar-free, gluten-free. So that means we are able to use alternate ingredients for making the wafers. Then there can also be premiumization in the enrobed wafers with the enrobing, with decoration. And then also if you see the recent launches from Hanuta and from Noppers, which actually are beyond the simple wafers in terms of premiumization of the cream, where you can have aerated cream, the cream with nuts, and also you have, again, you can have the creams wherein you can use the local ingredients like peanut butter, or you can have the sugar which is made from natural fructose instead of the processed sugar. So there are a lot of possibilities which are there. And then you can see at the bottom there is amaranth-based wafers, which also has coconut. So a lot of possibilities are there in the enrobed wafers. Then in the mold wafers, we all know the most common molded wafer in India is the Kit Kat. Then we also have the wafers with the chocolate on top. But at the same time, there is also a possibility of premiumization with like the tortina or very special shapes, which you can see. So there's a lot of possibilities of making the wafers even more premium. And then we have the bite-sized snacks, which gives the customers an option of having a snack and indulgence, but also taking care of their health when the bite sizes are small. So there's a lot of possibilities again in wafers around the world. Then in terms of the wafer sticks, we have the standard wafer sticks, which we have also here in India, but at the same time, there is a possibility of, again, health and premiumization. You can see this product, which is Estor, which has a very special cream, which is not so sweet, which is made from natural ingredients, local ingredients, and the flavors which are much suited to the regional requirements. So there's a lot of possibilities which we can do in the wafer sticks, along with also the experimentation which we can do with the ingredients. In India, we already have lines wherein we are using wafer sticks which have, apart from flour, which also use millet as a source. So again, using the local ingredients. Then if we had to premiumize them, so there's a lot of possibilities with enrobing, with sprinkling of nuts, making different shapes, decorating. So a lot of possibilities are there with the premiumization of the wafer sticks, and it also changes the taste and the texture of the product. Then here also we can also make them bite size with the pillows, which we can have different fillings. There's a company in Switzerland which they also got a global innovation award because they made these pillows completely without sugar, using natural sugars, and the filling was all natural with all natural ingredients, which is very much suited for the kids. So they get to have a very nice flavored sugary diet, but without having the disadvantages of the processed sugar. Then we also have hollow wafers in India. Most prominent hollow wafers that we see is the Ferrero Rocher, but there are a lot of other possibilities which we can have in the enrobed wafers. One of the key and a very special product which you see on the bottom left is an ice cream wherein the wafer acts like just a carrier. So at the end, the wafer doesn't feel like a wafer. It's not crispy, but it gives a very different feeling to the ice cream itself. Then we have the other products which are there in terms of the hollow wafer bars. Kinder Bueno is one of the most known products in there, or the Nutella Be Ready. So there are a lot of possibilities which can be implemented in India. This is a very, I would say, a region which has not been explored much in the Indian context. Then we have the wafer rolls, which are their very special products. We have the wafer thins, which can be a very good snacking option. Then we have solutions for waffles. So waffles normally they have a less shelf life, but there are options wherein the recipes have been developed to increase the life and make them more shelf stable. And not only the natural soft waffles, but we also have solutions where you can create the crispy waffles. So it depends on how the locals like their food to be. So we can really innovate together to create these different solutions. Now, how do we make these products? So we have the complete lines for the flat wafers, starting from the batter mixing to the cutting, cooling, and all of it is included. Here you can see in this picture that there are a lot of different possibilities that you can have, from simple flat wafers to very premium wafers where you have the aerated creams, where you can have the caramel layer together with the nuts. So there are a lot of possibilities which can be done there. Or the products wherein you can have the cream on the top layer. So Bueller has developed a lot of solutions to cater to these products. Again, on the hollow wafer, the starting from the batter mixing to the final one. And this can also be complemented with our solutions from molding, wherein we can give depositions, we can give the enrobing solutions, which can be used for deposition of the creams inside these hollow wafers precisely. And also what we can have is the aeration, wherein we can deposit aerated creams in these wafers. So Bueller is very flexible in terms of the portfolio. We have lines which we supply, which are the high capacity lines, which are known as the SWAC lines, coming from our factories in Austria. And we have lines which go up to 100 sheets per minute, one of the highest capacity lines running in the world. Then we also have solutions wherein it's more conducive, which give a better ROI in terms of the value. And these are up to 86 baking plate lines, wherein we have the Fox line up to 86 baking plates. And then we can have the jumbo wafer line, which is a Buffalo line, which can go up to 120 plates. So these give a very good return of investment. They are very efficient in terms of the energy consumption, and they give a very good product. So we have a lot of lines running. Then we have a customer wherein in outside India, where we have more than 100 lines with just one customer. Again, the entire solutions for the waffles, and then also for Stroop waffles, we can provide the entire solutions from the beginning till the end. Now, coming to the sustainability, which is very important. So we have developed solutions recently. One of the key solutions is the SWAC Eco Oven, which is still a gas-based oven, and we can go to about 128 plates oven. But the key is that it is very efficient in terms of energy consumption, and a completely different technology in itself. Then the next one, which is the most recent development which we have, is a completely gas-free oven, which is called the Optibake. So the Optibake is a wafer oven, I would say, for the future. So it is an inductive oven, so there is no direct heating. It's not convective heating, or it's not a conductive heating. It's an inductive heating, which makes it very efficient. And the temperature distribution is very precise to an extent that we can actually control the temperature of individual plates and also control across. So very high safety and hygienic standards, no fire hazards, and there is no problem with the CO2 or the NOx emissions because the bubbles, they don't get burnt. So this is the latest innovation that we have from the uh, wafer stable. And here is just a comparison with our SWAC ovens, which are already on top of the energy efficiency. So even if we consider that as 100%, the SWAC Eco is already able to reduce the energy consumption by about 20 to 25%, CO2 emissions by 30%, and the SWAC reduces the energy by 70%, and Optibake reduces the energy consumption by 50%. So you can imagine the impact on the sustainability and impact on your OpEx cost when you are going with an Optibake. As I said, apart from the wafer solutions, there is this integral part for the wafers where you have the enrobing, you have the depositing, you have also the decorating. So Bueller provides the entirety of the solutions, whether these are used for wafers or they can be used also for biscuits. So we have the entirety solutions. Again, very efficient, very hygienic, and very environment friendly. So we have seen how the product innovations and sustainable product processes behind it. So sustainability is a broader topic that goes beyond our machines, right, Pratiksha? So Pratiksha, how is Bueller helping our customers to achieve the sustainability goals apart from making the highest efficiency machines, which is there?
Sure, Amit. Sustainability is a topic that is very, very close to Bueller. Our climate and nature commitment focuses on three areas: our customers, our own operations, and a strong partnership. First, our ambition is to develop and scale solutions that reduce energy, waste, and water use by 50% across our customers' value chain. Second, we are taking actions within Bueller as well. By 2030, we aim to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions from our own operations by 60%. Thirdly, progress requires collaboration. We are working with suppliers to reduce supply chain and logistic emissions by 27% by 2030. We are also building partnerships that help protect and restore biodiversities. We are committed to our things and we will ensure that all is achieved by 2030. So making it more relevant to our machinery, here are the four examples of how Bueller's innovation are helping customers significantly reduce the environmental impact. The first one that you spoke about, Amit, is the OptiBake wafer oven that can reduce lower energy consumption by up to 50% while eliminating direct emissions. Second is the labeled optic glass coating solutions, reduces the energy needed for heating and cooling buildings by up to 46%, benefiting the consumers throughout the building lifetime. Third is from the prime massa for the mixed enamel flour production achieves an impressive of 84% reduction in the total water consumption, which is one of the critical crises that the industry is currently facing. The last one I would like to talk about is the wet process for the oats. It enables the customers to produce 1.4 times more oat drinks from the same raw material with zero manufacturing loss, representing a potential environment impact which reduces up to 99%. What Bueller commits is what we achieve with our customers in reality as well. Establishing the process is not enough, but optimizing through the value chain is the key. Repeatability and traceability are very important. Amit, how do you feel Bueller solution help us to achieve this?
Pratiksha, we have already seen some of the aspects in terms of the efficient equipment that we made, but one of the key aspects of achieving this sustainability and the efficiency is also digitalization. So what does Bueller have in store for digitalization? One of the key aspects is the Bueller Play One. So Bueller Play One is a software, a platform wherein we have made it the same platform across the whole Bueller organization equipment, which makes a seamless transition. So whether somebody has a Bureau flour milling plant or a chocolate plant or a biscuit plant, they don't have to think of different things. And Bueller Play One not only eases the control, but also provides a lot of other benefits also. So what are the benefits of Play One that we are speaking about? So Bueller has Mercury MES, which is a management information system also, which can be seamlessly integrated into the SAP systems. So not only does it control the plant, but it also gives you all the solutions that are there, all the information that is required from the plant, and it can be seamlessly integrated into the automation of not only running the plant, but also of the whole supply chain. Now, the second aspect is the management, because when you are running the plant, you also need to maintain it properly. So it also includes a maintenance management system wherein there are prompts which are coming, the maintenance schedules can be made in it, and everything can be automated, even to an extent that if a spare part is required for a certain activity, the trigger for procuring that spare part can even come from there. So it's a completely holistic system which is there. And one of the key aspects is of these platforms is traceability. Traceability is very, very important in the present scenario, wherein there are a lot of recalls which happen, and it's very important for a customer to justify to its own end customers that the products that they are making are of the right quality, and the processes that have been used to make that product are being really followed. So traceability, so we also have the Bueller Insights, wherein not only can you play back what has happened during that time during a production of a specific batch, but also this provides with the Bueller Insights, it provides a solution wherein you can run your system to the max efficiency. So Bueller Insights is a service provided by Bueller wherein when the plant is running on a Play One, they can analyze how the plant is running, compare it with the industry best practices, and then give recommendations and solutions of how you can make it efficiently. So running a plant efficiently is not only impacting the sustainability, but it's pure money. It's pure in a return of investment for the customers because they will get the benefits from day one. And to club it all, we also have what we call My Bueller. So My Bueller is a platform wherein the Bueller provides a service for each and every equipment that has been taken from Bueller, wherein all the data, maintenance manuals, spare parts, catalogs, spare parts specifications, everything is there on that portal. So the customer can access it, check what are the spare parts, what's the availability of that spare part across the globe, and can order them also directly. So it's a combination of everything together. It's a one in all solution that we have, which makes it important and which makes it easy for the customer to run. So there's no the customers don't have to rely just on the operators. So it gives more repeatability, it gives more control to the customers to manage their plants well. Now, so Bueller, as we said, we believe in collaboration and we believe in developing together. In more than 170 years of the Bueller history, a lot of the collaboration, a lot of the equipment that we have developed is with the collaboration of the customer. So the customer's voice is heard, and then we collaborate with them to design, to make the equipment which suit them. Not only that, we also collaborate with them to make their products, make innovative products together with them. So you can see we have our application centers across the globe with the competence centers we have in Switzerland, we have in Austria, we have application centers in India. So we have the application centers across the world wherein we develop, co-develop, I would say, the products and the innovations together with our customers. If we just focus on the biscuits, our Biscuit Innovation Center is in Copenhagen in Denmark, where we have two complete lines wherein you can develop products, whether they are crackers, they are cakes, they are cookies, they are rotary molded products, all can be done with them. And the customers prefer the innovation center because the technologists who are there, they can give their know-how from across the world. They can use them to make this innovation cycle faster. Same with our Wafer Innovation Center that is in Lebendorf in Austria. Again, we can have all the developments there. And it's not just that we develop together with the customer. So Bueller, also our technologists want to develop more and more and develop new products, not only the equipment. We have developed some products in our application labs. Some of the examples, for example, here uh, is a biscuit snack, which looks much less like biscuit, but most like a wafer or a snack. So it is made from 100% red lentil flour, and it's good for snacking on the go, very healthy, sustainable ingredients, and also gluten free. Then we can make it a combination of potato and chia chips. Similarly, we have made products which is from chickpea dips. We have made products from lentils and buckwheat pops, which are very good and healthy snacks for our kids. So a lot of these kind of developments are done in our application center, which is independent of what we develop together with our customers. Definitely, we cannot showcase what we are co-developing with our customers here because that's confidential. We are very we believe in keeping the confidentiality of the customers, but these are the things which we have developed, and then we can optimize these solutions and to fit our customer needs. Similarly, for the wafers, we have developed very special solutions like the caramelized wafer crisp bread, which is somewhere between a cracker and a wafer. Wafers with tomato and cheese fillings and a very differentiated texture itself. You can see it has a very different wavy texture. Then we have these chickpea snowflakes, beetroot wafer discs, which are very tasty. Um, so we have developed a lot of gain products in our application lab in Austria. Some of the examples where the innovations which we did in our lab were brought into the market. So these are some examples from Japan where the standard wafers or the wafers also were changed with different ingredients. And apart from that, the cream fillings which were there. So we have not only developed the wafers, but also the creams that were used for this. They were developed specifically to suit the wafer, the production processes, to make it more efficient and to have the delight in every bite. So we hope that you had an informative and engaging session, and would be pleased to take the questions.
Thank you, Amit and Pratiksha, for an insightful and engaging presentation. Your practical perspectives on sustainable manufacturing, innovation, and digitalization have provided valuable takeaways for everyone joining us today. Thank you very much. We will now move into the Q&A session. I will now take a few questions. First, I would like to ask, how can manufacturers improve efficiency without major capital investment?
Thank you for the question. Um, as we have seen, increasing the efficiency does not always mean that you have to invest in new equipment as such. There are two ways to increase the efficiency. One is the potential of retrofitting the existing equipment to make them more efficient, to make them more compatible to the automation. And the second one is definitely the automation, wherein you can have much more controls. You can reduce your reliance on the operators and make the processes more and more efficient.
Okay. And what trends do you expect will shape the biscuit and wafer industry over the next 5 years?
So the industry is a constantly changing landscape. So the trends that we've been following and what we see in the coming years as well would be focused on health, premiumization, and a lot of it on the clean labels where the consumers can trust the brands on what they are eating and that fits their lifestyle and the dietary needs.
Okay. And we have discussed about digitalization and traceability and all. How is digitalization, according to you, is changing productions on the factory floor?
As I said, digitalization is very important, and on the production floor, the reliance on the operators, the consistency of the product, the repeatability of the operations is becoming very important, as apart from the traceability. So this is something wherein the digitalization brings in the benefits, the traceability, the optimization, the link to the the SAP systems, wherein you can really manage your inventories. You don't really have to keep a lot of inventories, which also reduces your burden on the in the OpEx. Right? And then there are other tools which are coming, like the digital twins, wherein you can already replicate and see what is going to happen when you do these changes.
Right.
Apart from that, there are other solutions like online moisture meters, which automatically control your processes in the loop. So there are a lot of advantages which come with digitization. And as I said in my earlier response, it's not important that you need to have complete new equipment to have these things. You can incorporate as a retrofit in the existing ones to make your plants and operations more efficient and sustainable.
Thank you, Amit and Pratiksha, for addressing the questions so comprehensively. We hope today's discussion has given our audience a useful insights into how sustainable technologies and smarter manufacturing practices can help drive efficiency, reduce waste, and create long-term value for biscuit and wafer manufacturers. On behalf of Food Tech Biz, I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to Bueller India for partnering with us and to our speakers, Mr. Amit Kher and Ms. Pratiksha Trivedi, for sharing their expertise with our audience. A heartfelt thank you to all our participants for joining us today. And we hope you found this webinar informative and valuable. Thank you once again for being with us today. Have a wonderful day ahead. Good evening.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much. And if we are unable to address any of your questions, our team will follow up on the
Yeah.
session. Please feel free to contact us, and we'll definitely reach back with the answers to your queries. And thank you very much. At Bueller, we believe in meaningful innovation through collaboration. We look forward to working with you in turn with new ideas, turning them into practical solutions, and to create the next generation of biscuits and wafers together in India. Thank you very much.